kicked off in Sabi and Mpumalanga amid much fanfare. With the cars and crews preparing for the start of the event, PlayStation Games, the Sasol Tigers aerobatic team and other entertainment ensured the spectators of a good time and also allowed drivers and fans to mingle before the cars left the ramp. A huge 71-car field lined up for the popular two-day 550-kilometer event run around the towns of Sabi, Nelspruit and White River.
Sasol, this rally represents the midpoint of the season. Serge Damso has dominated so far. Do you see it being any different?
I think Serge is probably looking at the championship at this point in time. He's got a nice lead. His car is good. He's been dominating, like you said, the whole year. I don't think he's got too many worries ahead of him. The moment you start relaxing, you also drive easier and probably quicker. So everybody else got to chase him, and well, I don't know whether they're going to catch him.
We saw the last event that the Volkswagens were possibly a little bit closer. They ran better, and some of the Subaru Skulk went better, won a few stages. This event last year, the Subarus went quite well.
Subaru's always been good, yeah, and of course, Gemmel has bought Rubido's car. So that could be a bit of a turnaround, or maybe he's going to be quick in it. But yes, it's Skulk and Gemmel. And the two Volkswagens, they've had a very unhappy year. I don't know what went wrong, but they certainly haven't been on the pace, really. And if they're on the pace, they're so far over the limit to be there that it's been a tough job for their drivers. So I would say, you know, be a brave man to bet against those jumps on this one. Johnny, the last rally, you came close to being where you want to be, but then a slight misfire again.
Yeah, I know. Life is tough sometimes, and I suppose they would classify that as character building. So, you know, it's part of the game, and you've got to deal with it.
Have you done any testing since then?
Yeah, we've done quite a bit, and the guys did find the misfire, so at least, you know, we pinpointed the origin of the problem, and yeah, it's going pretty well.
And this being one of your more favourite rallies, you've always been quick here. You must be a bit more confident than before.
Yeah, we're always confident, and you know, it just gives us an opportunity to try maybe a little bit harder, because we tend to prefer the forest stages where you can read the road and use the plantations and the lines of the trees and stuff you know, to predict what the road's going to do. So yeah, it's one of our better events.
We've got some interesting entries.
It's coming through the ranks, especially in cars like Subaru, but we need more of them, and we need them fast.
Stefan, you've just won a regional event in the Cape, and again, really nicely. You're obviously quite confident for this event.
Yes, we won 2 regionals in Cape Town. I've only been here once in 2000 and only made it just like halfway through the first stage with a blown motor. So I don't have a lot of mileage here on this event, but you know, we'll see how it goes. And I think the whole thing is just to get through today, and I think to start the rally tomorrow.
You were out of rallying for quite a while, and Sasol for the Merwe rates you highly. It must be nice to be back in a nice car.
Yeah, it's very nice to be back, and especially in a car like this. I mean, I think this is quite a easy car to drive and to get a reasonable top 10 finish.
Yapi, you've won a regional recently, and you're making a welcome comeback to nationals. Are you feeling confident about it?
Yeah, we do. The car's ready. I've got Johan next to me here, so can't go better than. Can't be more prepared than what we are at the moment, yeah.
And at some stage you were waiting for some spares from overseas. Has all that arrived?
Yeah, we missed the total because of that. It arrived the day after the total started, but that didn't help us. It's all in, and hopefully it will last this time around.
Yeah, what are you doing, sitting, psyching yourself up?
Well, trying to relax, but not doing too well at it. So.
This event's always been about spectators. We always see a huge spectator turnout. Obviously, we see a lot of in-town stages too, which maybe detracts a little from the rally.
I think this is really South Africa's premier rally, and Sasol puts a hell of an effort into it. And like we said, you have traffic jams all over the Lowveld whilst the rally is on. The one thing, yeah, they have 5 spectator stages, millions of people standing on the edge of the track, and like we said before, we just hope nothing goes wrong, but sooner or later I think it's bound to happen. It's very dangerous, the spectator stuff. And it's not something that I like, really. I don't think it's anything the drivers like, but spectators are here. I don't think you need 5 though, because spectators watch the rally all over the show, and there's a hell of a lot of nice vantage points on the rally, which sort of makes spectator stages in town a bit silly.
Johnny Gemmell and Greg Godridge were first on the road in their newly acquired Class N4 L&J plant hire Mitsubishi Lancer. The pair had comprehensively destroyed their Subaru on the previous rally and had switched to the Mitsubishi after previous owner Fernando Rueda was forced to lay off rallying for a period for health reasons. After briefly testing the car prior to the event, they were taking it easy in the opening stages as they familiarized themselves with the new machine. Skalkburger once again had regular navigator Vito Bonafide next to him in the Class N4 Bridgestone Subaru SA Impreza after the latter was forced to miss the previous event. The Subaru had finished every event so far in the season, and the pair was well positioned at the head of the Production Car Championship points tables. The Subaru was sporting a new engine on loan from ProDrive in the UK after Burger blew his normal unit on the Zimbabwe rally 2 weeks before their event. It was no hindrance, however, as they set equal fastest time on the opening town stage and were second fastest on the stage to lie just 2 seconds off the lead. Serge Damso and Robert Paisley were the first of the Class A8 cars in their Castrol Toyota Run X. The pair had enjoyed a dream start to the year with 3 wins out of 3 for a healthy championship lead, but over the years, this event had not been kind to Damso. They lost 3 seconds in stage 1 after hitting a drum, but were third fastest in the stage and were holding down third place, just 6 seconds off the lead. Enzo Keen and Guy Hodgson were in the first of the Class A8 BP Volkswagen Golfs. They had endured a tough start to the season, but Keen had traditionally gone well on this event and was looking for his 5th Sasol Rally win. He started the event in a determined mood too, opening a 2-second lead over Burger after the first 2 stages. The pair was desperate for a win on this event, having only a single 6th place finish to their name in the 3 events contested this season. Whereas their BP Volkswagen teammates Keen and Hodgson had struggled to finish events, Jan Habich and Douglas Judd had completed all 3 previous rallies and were lying in 2nd place in the championship going into the event. Their tally included 2 seconds and a 5th place finish, and they appeared set for victory in the previous round before being cruelly denied by a misfire that developed on the Golf in the penultimate stage.
Sweep pass right over 2 contours portion maybe, 200. 100 pass right over 2 contours. 1, 2. Straight on ignore road to right, 300. 100 straight on. 200 medium left. Slightly open maybe. 100 medium left, slightly open maybe. 300 T90 right. 200. 100 T90 right, tight maybe. Keep right.
Truly a matter of men at work. The Golf had started the year behind the Castrol Toyota Run X in terms of competitiveness, with its drivers having to work much harder than Damso to get the same speed out of it. The Volkswagen team had built 2 new cars for the season, but the outgoing model is close to the end of its development cycle, whereas the Run X is just at the beginning. The Volkswagen technical team had, however, spent many long hours on the car to improve its performance, and it closed the gap significantly. Prior to the event, Habich said he would be happy to be in the lead bunch and keep a watching brief on events as they unfolded before making his move. He was not hanging around though, setting equal fastest time in stage 1 and 4th fastest in the stage to lie just 8 seconds off the lead. Habich and Judd make one heck of a team. Here's why, listen in.
100 tight hip and right step down here, yeah. 100 keep right, fork, keep right. Straight on, keep right. 300 open, hip and left. 200. hairpin left, yeah, all the way around, all the way around. 200, crossroads, caution, contour, then crossroads, 90 left. Contour, then turn off, crossroads left. And keep right, 100, fork, keep right.
Etienne Lawrence and Andre Vermeulen in the Class A18 Toyota Corolla Run X had not found top form yet this season, but were in 4th place in the championship going into the rally, just 6 points off second-placed Habich and Judd. Lawrence enjoyed a superb season in 2003 with his Class A7 Toyota Corolla before making the move into Class A8 for the season. His team had purchased the body shell of the Damso Championship winning car, which they fitted with the running gear of the Corolla. Starting virtually from scratch, Lawrence has had to develop the car as the season progressed. He's made significant progress with the Run-X and is now much more comfortable behind the wheel, which has lifted him back into the frame for overall victories. With a victory to his name in 2003, the Centurion-based businessman felt that this would be his most competitive event to date and was hopeful of adding to his win tally. His record for the season was 5th, 3rd and 4th place finishes respectively in the 3 events. He was just a second off the pace in the first stage, but lost 17 seconds in this stage to fastest man Keane. He was not too concerned though, as there was a long way to go in the event and ensuring a problem-free run was absolutely crucial. Hogan Fecken and Dave Lufkovic gave the new BP Volkswagen Polo its debut in the previous round. The car showed great potential before being forced to retire with a broken gearbox after a fantastic battle for Class A7 honours with JP Damso and Cobus Frey. Unfortunately for the pair, their event would get no further than this stage as they ground to a halt 300 metres from the end with a broken drive shaft. The problem had already struck at this point. Listen to how the Polo was struggling up the hill. Damso Jr. and Frey in the Team Total Toyota Corolla had enjoyed a good start to the season, scoring solid results. They were controversially excluded from the Cape Rally for using incorrectly sized tyres on the tar stages, but had finished the other 2 events in 7th and 5th places overall and were comfortably leading their class in the championship. Another tough battle with Fecken was expected, but unfortunately the latter's retirement robbed the event of any spice in Class A7. The dry conditions in Mpumalanga had made the roads not only dusty but also very rough in sections, as is obvious from this picture. The cars were expected to take a hammering, with reliability perhaps being the deciding factor between success or failure. Being first on the road was a help to Gemmell, as the cars behind him were suffering from those ahead uprooting rocks and leaving them strewn across the road. He set the 5th fastest time on the stage and was also 5th overall. Damso would suffer a puncture in the stage, losing a minute to the leader, which dropped him to 7th overall. It was a severe setback to his chances of taking his 4th win on the trot. Keane was fastest again, extending his lead to 11 seconds. Despite a puncture near the end of the stage, Habich was still second fastest, just 4 seconds down on Keane. And the rally crews were not the only ones doing low flying. Jose Ferreira and matriculant Miguel da Costa added a touch of color to the surroundings in their Subaru Impreza. Gemmell's strategy of being cautious was paying off as he kept out of trouble and moved ahead of Burger for production car honors after stage 4. He increased his gap on stage 5 and moved into 3rd overall after a trouble-free run home.
Johnny, first time out in your new car, you lead in Group N. You must be pretty happy with the way things are going.
Yeah, it's going fine so far. We started off a bit not easy, but didn't push so hard, but we're getting a bit better with the car now. It seems to be going well. On the rough, the stages are very rough, but this car's strong on the rough.
And tell us the differences between this, now that you've had some mileage under your belt, between this and the Subaru.
Yeah, this has a ECU that controls the traction to all 4 wheels. Now, it's a bit different driving from the Subaru. This No, it's all right.
Burger started the event at pace and was second overall after 3 stages, not far off leader Keane. However, things started going wrong for him on stage 4 when he overshot a corner and lost more than 30 seconds as he had to maneuver back onto the course. Then on stage 5, he lost another 30 seconds with a puncture that destroyed the rear bodywork. It dropped him down to 6th overall, now 1 minute and 22 seconds behind leader Keane. Burger had produced some superb performances this season in his new Impreza N9, winning stages on every event. Inconsistency had cost him the chance of an overall win on previous events, but his pace in the new car has got the works teams looking nervously over their shoulders. The car was imported from ProDrive in England and arrived late after shipping problems. It was cobbled together just in time for scrutineering for the first event, but has not missed a beat since in the local series.
Skulk, things were going really well for you, and then you hit this huge rock and your tyre just exploded. Tell us about it.
Yes, yeah, it was in the last stage, about 8 k's from the end. It was on a straight line, and the next moment we just had the tyre burst, and I didn't even see the rock. It must have been a solid rock in the ground, so you couldn't really see it, and the car's impact on top of it must have cracked the rim and burst the tyre, which cost us quite a bit of time and a couple of positions.
Very unusual thing for tyre to go right through the tyre and break the rim. In all your career, have you ever seen anything like it?
No, well, we had a very similar situation last year as well. I think because of the weight of the car, which is reasonably heavy, and the impact that causes it as well.
After his lost time in stage 3,